Are your exercise habits hindering your fat loss? That sounds odd because it's like, no, I need to get back to exercise, I need to get back in shape. That's often what we say, right? Especially around this time of year, like wait till January. But there are cases where more is not always better. And I think, and we spoke about this in a Q&A last night. I think this is where an honest assessment of you is needed. And hear me out with this, because it's an interesting one that's not talked about a lot. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because a lot of people will really go into that space of actually, like as humans, we love to do more of what we're good at. And there's definitely different types of people, and you've got to know who you are in this. So, let's take the first scenario in here, who's someone who's like, I just need to exercise harder, I just need to exercise more. Consider that when trying to lose body fat, you need to consider that we have that RMR, your resting metabolic rate. These are the calories that you burn just from laying still, essentially, not moving. Then on top of that, you've got your structured exercise. It could be a Fruci fit session, a workout, a walk, a run, any workout that you've structured into your day. I'm going to go to the gym then, or whatever. Then you've got your NEAT. That's throwing your arms around when you talk like I do. And like some of the messages I get sometimes, Matt, I love your videos, but I can't watch you because you wave your arms too much. Well, you guess what? I'm getting my NEAT up. NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. This is a big part of calorie expenditure, the calories you burn. And we know that fat loss is a calories in and out game. There's lots of factors and variables that come into that, but ultimately it is as simple as that. It's not as easy as that. And why is that? Well, if you consider this on one hand, let's say someone works out and they love to work out and they love to feel that they've worked out and they love the achiness. They love the DOMS. DOMS, muscle soreness, you might have heard of all that before. Now, do you need DOMS and muscle soreness for it to be a success? That's another question, but essentially, in short, no. Like in terms of toning up, losing body fat, you don't need to be having DOMS and muscle aches. Sure, short term, if you're a beginner, if you're doing something a bit new, you will get some DOMS and exercise. And we suggest that actually to overcome this, to train a little bit more, get used to it a bit more, up your protein, get your sleep on track, and all these things that we go over in our Kickstart and in our pre-Christmas habit challenge, by the way. Our 21-day pre-Christmas habit challenge does start on Monday, the 28th of November. Want more information on that, do comment below for Christmas. Anyway, going back to this. So we've got to consider that equation going on there. Now, let's say we are achy, a little bit achy, and we then don't use the stairs as much. We don't go on that walk with the dog. We take the kids to dance lessons in the car instead of walking. Guilty on that one. We eat a little bit more because we deserve it. Ever done that one before? We eat a little bit more because we deserve it. We've worked really hard, so I feel like I deserve to eat that food because I'm achy. All these things that mean that we compensate a bit more. Our NEAT goes down, the non-exercise activity thermogenesis, the little movement that we do. We don't stand up as much. We don't just walk as much. Maybe we miss a workout, etc. And that's where sometimes actually less is more. But you've got to know you on here, because I speak to other people and they're like, and me included, like I've got this pull-up bar behind, I do that every day, multiple times a day. Why? Well, the mental health benefits, how good I feel afterwards, regardless of weight loss, fat loss. The more important thing is how good I feel, the energy I get, the energy boost I get from it. I'm better to be around them. I'm better as a coach, as a dad, husband, all these things. I'm just in a better mood, really. And it helps me practice what I preach. And that's all we do. We practice what we preach. Like, I speak to people and I go, yeah, just start with a 1 minute workout. They go, 1 minute, what's that going to do? And I'm like, well, I do 1 minute workouts. So what you're saying is pointless? Test you for today. Do something that you think is pointless today, and you might just surprise yourself. And it's all well and good. We can sit here and say, I'll wait till January, it'll be easier then. And maybe it will. Maybe it will. But 9 times out of 10, I can pretty much guarantee it won't be. It's colder, it's darker. People take their Christmas trees down. What are they doing? The Christmas lights go down. Ridiculous. I think we should keep them up till February this year. Anyway. But it's harder then. And we forget the power of knowing when to work out, knowing where to work out. Will I be fit enough? All these things, knowing where to go. Like, some of the ladies who are starting at the moment, starting on our pre-Christmas habit challenge, ready to start, they're going to have a massive advantage in 2023 when January comes around, when they haven't put on 10 to 12 pounds over the Christmas period. They've enjoyed themselves, but in a way that they're more aware, because it's more about that mindset shift than than actually what you eat and when you eat. Because, let's face it, you don't really need willpower if you choose to do something. Because if you're choosing to do something, you don't need willpower. Anyway, more on that another day. So going back to this, if we think about that, we just played around the equation. And then because humans love to do more of what we're good at, we might then go, I'll do another workout. I need to work a bit harder. And we just repeat this cycle. And then what we see sometimes is people doing lots of exercise, but neglecting, like we talk about with the 3 legs of the stool all the time, this here, which underpins our Fruci Fit program, the food, the fitness, the focus, we neglect the other 2. And this is where we need to come into that nutrition side of it a bit more. We see people training X, Y, Z that many times, but then it's like, have you planned your meals? No, I had to go, I was on the go then, I was busy then. And then we've got to maybe look at our time allotment. What's the low-hanging fruit here? Because we're looking to train a bit harder for the 0.00001% gain, but then not planning our meals. And I get it. Like, you don't have to plan your meals, but it could be like looking at just the simple things like protein, the simple things, having things to grab in and around your house on the go when you're at work. All these situations that come up that are going to be personal to you. So, going back to this, could exercise potentially be hindering your fat loss goals? Could you be actually doing too much? I know it sounds really odd, but if your goal is fat loss, I think sometimes it's about taking that honest assessment and going, okay, given that food has such a big role in here, could I put more impact into that? It might not be, because for some people I know, like I said, it takes them out of the house, they stop snacking, they feel so good, they then don't snack as much, pick as much, it helps their hunger levels. And sometimes that can be related to the type of exercise you do. We know that, super high intensity people tend to compensate a bit more, whereas, if people have done more of a moderate intensity workout, they might go, I worked out, it's good, I'll just get on with my day. Whereas, oh my God, I'm literally dead. Sometimes people can overcompensate a bit more. Can't walk, I can't move. I'm now gonna, reward myself with this, even though we've burnt an extra 10 calories. There was one study where they looked at people who, basically the people who burnt double the amount of calories in the session would usually compensate, be it through less movement later on or eating more. Just a few things to think about on there. So, number one, I think the best thing about this is don't beat yourself up for not doing as much as you think you should be doing. When I was 22, I used to exercise a hell of a lot more. I spent like an hour and a half in the gym. I was like 2 hours in the gym sometimes, every day. Now it's like, you get, it just changes a bit. You go through parts of your life. Maybe I'll go back to that. But it's amazing what you can do to make progress with. And progress doesn't have to lead to DOMs and aches and muscle aches. You can progress with the number of push-ups you do, the number of squats you do. Can you get little rounds in that suit your injuries and modifications? Like we're working with someone at the moment, they've got literally about a 3-minute workout that they can do at home to build that confidence, keep that strength going. Do that multiple times, they can fit it in amongst their busy day rather than go, I've got to go there, I couldn't make it in, and we lose that momentum. It's about keeping that momentum up. What you do on average that counts. So, ramble this morning, but it's Friday, we can get away with it. So, any questions, let me know. If you found that helpful, do let me know as well, and hopefully that takes the pressure off you, thinking that you have to do it all. I know I've talked about this a lot this week, but what if we actually just need to put more effort in somewhere else? If we're a bit run down at the moment, not getting as much exercises we should be doing, we've got a lot on social events over the next few months or so. Can you focus on the other part of this? And it's vice versa as well. These social events, meals out, it's like, can I use this energy to exercise a little bit more? Can I use this energy to exercise a little bit harder? Maybe we work the other way as well. Anyway, just sharing some of that on there, and this is an individual thing and something that, when you come on to our pre-Christmas habit challenge, at the start of that or a kickstart, we always have a one-to-one. We have those check-ins for these reasons, because it does always depend. It always depends. There's always it depends on, are you doing this, are you doing this? So, any questions, let us know. And I will see you soon. Take care.